Alright everyone, what you were just watching and hearing was an incredible artist, Space Painter, who just makes these incredible cinematic experiences that are incredibly detailed, and is actually someone that has been a long-time member of the Tokensmart community, and kind of came up through there like so many artists and musicians and just degens in general have got their start over in Tokensmart. So we're going to have the main Tokensmarty of all, Trislet, is coming up to share a little bit about what he's been working on and maybe share a little bit of kind of the past journey, as Tokensmart has been around for many years in the space. And the man himself.
Yes! Yeah. Let's try to get this down. Hey everybody. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Trislet. Well, right now I'm on Twitter as a sock puppet, but usually I've got my CryptoPunk. You know, because that's when we're in Web3, we're all animals and we're whatever we want to be, right? That's the whole point. So for anybody who doesn't know what Tokensmart is, it was a community started five years ago, I think. Yeah, about 5 years ago we started this because, you know, crypto's been around for a while. We've been doing NFT games and all this stuff, trying to figure this thing out for a long time. We started a long time ago. We've been doing streaming shows for years. The past couple of years, things, you know, during the bull or during the bear, we started having trouble. So we really started going back to the drawing board, trying to figure out what creators need for the next phase. And so I wanted to come here and let everybody know that we're working on some really cool tools, and I'm excited to start getting to a beta point where we can launch it and get some of our musicians and artist friends in there trying to create, using our tools to promote, and getting in front of our community. I had created, this is sort of like a somewhat of a lame slideshow, but I started adding some screenshots from our app where we're trying to integrate social login with embedded wallets, so you don't need to use MetaMask to log in. We're using subscription platforms, so you know, you put in a credit card, where it's just $5-10 a month, and you've got premium access. All this stuff to try to make it easier for new people coming in, because that's the friction point we all are dealing with. I'm sure anybody who's actually tried creating in the space has seen it, and those are the struggles. Even veterans, people who have been doing it for a long time.
I was going to say, if I can jump in, literally today, we were like, okay, where, and I'm sure Felons will mind, we're like, where's the best place to mint, because it's a large file, and we're having trouble, and I'm like, well, Zora has the biggest files, and then it was like, okay, gotta bridge some stuff to like Optimism to do this and that, so there's a lot of friction, a lot of just like points that you hit that become sometimes even more mentally challenging than the actual process is. So to be able to bring some education and some tools to make that smoother is really needed in the space. So whether you're a beginner or even if you're, you know, somewhat veteran or even a pro, because there's also always so much new tech that's dropping. You're constantly learning what's next. So it's not like just because you've been around and you've been minting that you know all the stuff there is to know. Like it's crazy. We're always like playing catch up.
It's funny, I dropped a lot of cards, Tokensmart cards, all over the place, and people who are newer in the space might not have seen it or maybe see them recognize the name as much, but people who were here a long time ago, a lot of creators and a lot of old projects went through Tokensmart. Easy here is a host for a lot of our shows. We have Felons, who performed earlier. He comes on, he performs weekly for us. We've got some of the other artists here who came up. Guido's actually has done some stuff in Tokensmart. So we have a long history of trying to bring people in, educate them, hopefully help at least start this journey, you know, and then it may be on them to take the next step. Hopefully the whole point of putting a whole app and tooling out is that maybe we can help them on that next step. So I hope that's where we're evolving right now.
Oh, look, there's, I just saw me and Jose, and yeah. What's it? It's 5 years, pretty much?
Yeah, it's had a weird history. 5 years, it's been invested by investors who then cut it out and decided it wasn't creating enough revenue and they wanted to get rid of it. It had, you know, I came in and I purchased it from those investors, so we've had some I created it, but then I also was on the sideline while it was bought, and then I bought it back from my own company. And now I've spent some time building tools that what I see people need. And I feel like a lot of the people we bring in our community have a pretty good insight into it because they've spent so much time helping people and trying to empower them and seeing where they fail and where they succeed. So hopefully we can help them not have to go through the same failures others have.
Yeah, learning from our mistakes. And yeah, Trizlet literally came in and saved Tokensmart because, previously under the previous ownership, there was, we had like Snoop Dogg and Gary Vee and people like that associated and dropping their NFTs through us. Yeah.
It was cool when we started getting investors and we started getting big names in. It was exciting. But it changed the character.
It did
quite a bit.
And so that separation actually, with Trizlet, recapturing ownership of that is basically just delivering it to the community and super, open, developing just in public what we're trying to do. And really, that mission is, like you said, to be able to onboard people in a more safe way and get people through some of those hurdles a little quicker without as many bumps and bruises.
Yeah. A huge part, you can see the QR code on the cards and everything. You can scan that. You can sign up for newsletters, and we're starting to do blasts to let you know where we're on in development. But also our Discord is NFT, so if you're on Discord, we have the vanity URL NFT. So if you type in NFT, that's where you go. That's because we were first.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff we've built up credibility, and we want people to come to us. And if you have questions, our community is pretty open. If you jump into the main chat and you just start asking, you'll find some really interesting folks who will answer.
And from literature to music to visual arts to building assets and metaverses, pretty much across the board, there's just a great talent pool to draw on. If I don't know an answer, I'm like, oh, let me shoot you to Trizlet or to whoever else might be kind of more of a expert in that area. So really, we can cover the whole gauntlet pretty well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the future, and I hope everybody else who's there watching this tries to join us and see what they can do as well.
Yeah, we'd love to have you join us. Just come and hang out and, kind of catch the vibe. And a lot of people will come and just sort of hang out at shows. And then as they get comfortable, they start asking questions like, oh, well, I used to do comic books when I was young, and I always kind of wanted to make one. And it's like, well, here are some opportunities where you could connect through a PageDAO or partner communities that are able to then dial in on that specific area and help those people get to where they're trying to go.
That's a great call out. One interesting thing, me personally, I'm a developer. I have a long history in corporate IT. I've played that role. I've been IT SecOps, DevOps, CTO. I've played that role a lot. I know how boring it can be. I know how necessary it can be. All that stuff. Crypto has enabled me to itch that creative spark that my previous career really couldn't. And so now that I'm here, I've found a different side of myself that I really like. And so now I really enjoy trying to see if I can bring that same thing out in other people.
Hell yeah.
Discord.gg/NFT. Awesome. Any questions or anything? No? All right. Well, join us in the Discord anytime. I host Easy's Corner on Mondays, and generally we'll have a guest of some sort, an artist or musician or builder, and then we always have a great after party with live music. Often Felons performs and kind of co-hosts the after party. Jose Cabrera from Venezuela tunes in pretty much every Monday for the last, 3 years close to now, I think.
At least 3 years.
Yeah, and plays awesome music. He just did his third music drop. So yeah, if anybody's interested to find some really awesome musicians, we also have live music pretty much every Monday.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how does an artist get into contacting you guys to do work with you?
So that QR code will allow you to sign up for our beta, but also a lot of our tooling right now goes through Discord, just because we find it easier. But we are on Twitter. We're at Tokensmart on Twitter, and just tokensmart.co is the website. So you can go there and there's email and stuff, and we can get you situated as well.
What do you have provide for artists?
Usually, to start, we provide a platform for them to either perform or get on some sort of AMA or like Ask Me Anything, sort of like question and answer sessions with Easy or someone else to try to get in front of our community and say, this is what I'm trying to do.
That can also very often lead to great collaborative connections. Just because there's such a wide variety of artistic people that you could be a sculptor and like you're gonna find somebody that wants to work with you, or you could be a painter or a writer or a musician, and in all those categories pretty much you'll either have, be able to get some resources or someone to work with and collaborate with. At the minimum, to just make some good friends and get some info and point it in the right direction. But yeah, I would say joining the Discord is probably like the best first step. Of course, like Twitter, and we're gonna shoot off a Warpcast channel here in the next few days too. So we'll have kind of that over there, which is a little bit newer but really awesome tech. We can do a lot over there.
That's a great point.
Is all your tech proprietary, or are you making relationships with people outside yourself to extend your?
So the idea is to start kind of proprietary, but we're introducing partners to use the same platform. I really want to. Our community is so engaged and open to feedback that I want to drop it to them first, because I feel like I'll get rapid feedback from them. They'll tell me if it's bad or not. I don't have to worry about them hurting my feelings. I want to get this good. And once I get it to that point where it's really effective and powerful, that's when we open it up to other people coming in and they can just use it. I really want to make it onboarding. Whoever needs to use it, I want to make a path for them to come in and use it.
And because of the duration that Tokensmart has been going and so many people having filtered through, there are just a lot of brother and sister communities that we're connected with loosely and affiliated with that can be able to come in and kind of join forces and use the tech stack as well.
Yeah, going back to the earlier question, the biggest problem I have, and I think everybody I talk to in Web3, every time I try to talk to somebody from outside crypto, it's where do I start?
Yeah.
Where do I start? Yeah, where do I start? Yeah, it's complex.
Yeah.
It's very complex. Even people who have been here for years, who have advanced degrees, who are rocket scientists, they always make fun of, it's not rocket science. It is kind of rocket science. So figuring out a way to get started is the most difficult path. And I found once you start that and you get integrated with a community like ours, you'll start finding more resources. If you put in the work, it'll quickly grow like a tree. It's just getting that seed planted.
And we're also really agnostic towards what chains you might want to be minting on or platforms. Very open, like we mentioned, and people from pretty much every spectrum of the space to be able to hit up. Maybe they're not there at that moment, but like we can be like, oh, so and so would be great to connect with.
As we get into a new market, it's interesting because people talk about bear, bulls, all this economic theory stuff. All a bull means is that more people are paying attention. So getting in here while people are paying attention is your best bet if you want to be successful in this space. People starting when people aren't paying attention have a huge mountain to climb. So we're getting into you can see it on the numbers, you can see it on the news. We're getting into a cycle where things are coming out. So if you're interested, like sooner rather than later is your best bet. Because if you wait too long, things are gonna drop again. Then you're gonna have to wait until another cycle comes.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for your questions.
Is there still a pizza party?
I think Pizza Dow actually had to back out.
Unfortunately, the Pizza Dow as a sponsor was unable to fulfill. So no pizza. But there's pizza right around the corner. There is everywhere in New York, right? I'm gonna grab a slice as soon as I can.
Awesome. We got good. You want to introduce? Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Let's give a big round of applause for the savior of Tokensmart.